Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So if you're in the US, do not buy this phone. No other way to say it. If you're in the United States, do not buy this phone. I've been testing this phone probably for almost a month, and it is a gorgeous piece of hardware. If you're not in the US, I think you should jump on this faster than you should jump on several other phones out there. This phone is absolutely just awesome. This is the Honor 8X. The reason I say don't buy it in the US is because, for one, it doesn't have any of the LTE bands, so you won't get LTE at all. You'll be stuck on GPRS or Edge. And I knew that going into it, but I wanted to try this phone out. So connectivity, no go for the US. Also, I could not get the Google Play Store to load. So I'm stuck with all these different icons right here from the Chrome browser. I was able to get the Chrome browser loaded, but I got all these different web apps, you know, so that's where you're at, and you're stuck with that. I was able to get some applications loaded, but you know, you're not going to be able to officially use this for full connectivity in the US, and you're not going to also be able to get service or the Google Play Store or anything over here. Now, ironically enough, the Wi-Fi on this phone is not that good for the US either, because I do have 1 gigabit internet, and normally my phones are at like 500, you know what I'm saying? But this one, as you can see, I'm sitting about 3 rooms away from the router. I've since moved my router from my office and I put it in the center of the house because I have a lot of smart things closer to the front door and stuff like that. But you know, nonetheless, you know, if you're in the US, don't buy this. If you want a phone in the US like this, there's plenty of other options that you could get. But this hardware is just absolutely great, man. I really like this phone. Bumpy cam, my bad. I really like this phone. The hardware is just stunning. Metal and glass, man. This thing is just a beautiful. I've heard there's supposed to be a US version of this coming out. I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything else. Just leaks that I've seen online. But this phone, it does well, man. It's got noise canceling up there. It's got the AI dual set up here with the cameras. You got a fingerprint reader and this beautiful red I chose. This has 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs on board storage. I got the red for that reason. You've got the volume and power button over there. Nothing on this side but the SIM tray. You got a headphone jack, and you don't have Type-C. That's another reason that, you know, this has quick charge, but it doesn't have Type-C. So it's a huge inconvenience for me at this point because I very seldom have any of these laying around. Then you've got the microphone, headphone jack, and speaker cutout down there. It's really good, man. It's a good phone, but it's, again, not for the US. Performance on here has been good. I haven't had any issues with it. I've just, you know, been using it and like any other thing that I would, and the phone is running fantastic. You're getting so much phone right now with this, but you're not getting enough if you're in the US. Their app store, the game you saw me playing was called Asphalt Car Racing. Their app store is different than ours. They have games in here and stuff like that, but it's not gonna feel the same to you if you're in the US. Overall though, like I said, performance is good. I don't have any issues with it. The screen is beautiful for watching YouTube, but unfortunately I was stuck with watching YouTube within this browser right here, and it was kind of one of those things. I was like, wow, okay, so I'm stuck with watching this. But let me show you the speakers. I guess I can try to show you some of the speaker volume here.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I wasn't gonna talk.
It's just that single bottom firing speaker,
and this is smartphone.
and you can't do anything like that because you're in the browser. So I'm gonna hold it up to the mic.
And it's supposed to be a OnePlus leak.
So for this to be a single bottom firing speaker, it's pretty decent, man. It's pretty decent. It's not bad. It's pretty decent. It's an okay speaker. But more importantly, you get this full screen effect. Video footage and everything that's done with these cameras right here are absolutely great. Still shots is really good. You've got portrait mode, you've got night shot, you've got a bunch. Now night shot is definitely not that great, but you've got a bunch of different things that are going on with this camera that are actually make it okay. So you see, you got the AI shot, you get the before and after. It tells you about that. But let me go into the settings here and go to resolution. As you can see, I can shoot at a 20 megapixel, which is really solid, man. That's the cameras on here are probably the highlight of the phone, along with the build quality. So if you go to video, obviously you can see here, you got 1080p at 60 FPS, and that is your peak that you can shoot at. So it's good though. The video quality is decent on here. It's not fantastic. It's not spectacular, but it is good. And I'm showing you some footage, but you know, the quality that you get from that camera, it's definitely doable. I still desire more, you know, even though it has pro mode and HDR and all those other things. It just something about it, I don't know. It's just lacking just a little bit. But overall, man, I mean, it's a good phone to have around. The battery life is stupendous because I was on GPRS and Edge, so that helped me out when I was out and about. But one thing I learned, that, you know, every phone that I want to bring in, I can't bring it in just because the hardware looks good and it's supposed to be a good phone. The signal dropped out, so even on GPRS and Edge, the signal just wouldn't stay. So I was a little frustrated with that. But all the time of testing this phone, man, it did decent overall. It's just that it's officially one of those phones that are just not built for the US. So if you're in the US, don't think about buying this phone unless you want to go through what I'm going through right now. So if you're not in the US, you're gonna love this phone. This is a better purchase than several other phones that are out overall, and it's just been a fantastic experience, man. I hadn't gotten any updates. Let me see if there's an update in here, because I hadn't gotten any more. I tried to check on updates, and there wasn't any. Yes, up to date. There's just not a lot going on here, man. You're on Android 8.1, but you've got that skin over it. You've got the Kirin 710, and there's a 6 gigs with 128 gigs of storage, 1080p resolution, November patch. This has been good overall for what it is, but you know, if you're, I'm not gonna say it again. You already know what I'm gonna say. This is a decent phone, and I wish I had LTE for the US. I wish I could put the Play Store, and I actually hope that they bring a version of this to the US, because I will be all over it. That's how much I really like this phone, man. And I think it's just one of those times where I wish. Anyway, man, this is the follow-up video review for the Honor 8X. I'm happy to have it, but it's not very useful to me unless I'm shooting some YouTube videos or something like that with it, or just doing a quick vlog. And that's probably what I'll use it for. And if I don't end up keeping this, look for an international giveaway soon. It's your man Jay Will. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.